morning. Welcome to Unity of Chautauqua, and I'm Reverend Barbara Williams. So good to have you here. And this is our 41st year in Chautauqua, and this is our sacred space in the Hall of Missions. And also know that we're recording, but we won't record you. But we're going to record the service, and it's going to be repeated. It'll be on YouTube by the middle of the week and everything. So welcome, and let's stand, and we're going to sing our welcome song. Just to center in this time. And I'd like to read our daily word. And by the way, we have a daily word meditation here at 8 that Reverend Beth will be leading. And so today's word is joy. And so let's just take a few seconds around that word and allow our individual understanding what that is for us. You may wish to put your hand on your heart and allow that word, the word joy. Feel just how, when you put your hand on your heart, how nurturing that is. Get yourself nurturing yourself with the openness to the experience here in this room, but also throughout your day, to anchor yourself. And know that you can use that, a hand on the heart at any point when you feel like you're getting lost in anxiousness, activity. We come back to that place. Feeling the anchor from the heart, from the top of our head, that energy of joy right through to the soles of our feet. And you just might notice how your body reacts to that. Joy is our birthright. Again, deep breath. And And our affirmation today from the daily word is, I am blessed with indwelling joy. In John's Gospel, Jesus prays his disciples and all who receive the message will experience for themselves the joy that he knows. I share in Jesus' joy as I remember I am a living expression of the divine, created in God's image and likeness, just as Jesus was. My ability to express love, life, wisdom, and all the other qualities of God is limited only by my willingness to live from my spiritual nature. I am one with God, and one in the allness of God with all people everywhere. The joy Jesus described remains with me no matter what is happening around me. I know wholeness in the midst of illness, abundance amid the appearance of lack, even sadness in the aftermath of loss cannot overtake my joy. And from John 15:11, I have said these things to you so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. And so we just take a moment now, let's anchor ourselves in those words. I am blessed with indwelling joy. And so we welcome this day, this moment with each other, and understand that we all are creating that essence within us, among us, and as us. And so it is. Amen. And so, we have an affirmation, and this is just one of my favorite ones that I forget to live all the time. So that's why I have to have it up, and I'm so grateful for these Sundays in which I own this at a deeper level, and that is, there is only one presence and power in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotence. And in Unity, we understand that our attention, where we decide our attention is the greatest gift that we give ourselves. And so I don't know about you, but the whole world is seeking my attention, and I go off onto tangents that aren't very helpful, and that I find my shoulders are up by my ears, and I forget this principle. But at times when I remember it, when I can anchor it, and maybe for you it's putting your hand on your heart, that's a great anchor to remember when we go off and forget that there is a loving presence and power that is working to lift us. And I align with it, then I forget, then I align with it. I remember one minister said to me, every time you walk through a door, affirm that the experience you're going to have in and out of a door is going to be the one presence and one power. You are going to see it. Your eyes are now open, and you'll see that things start coming your way that you were too busy to notice. So that's my invitation. So let's say that together and think about the way you want to anchor it. So together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence, and presence in all of us and around us. So just a little about Unity. I've been living Unity for 40 some years, and it changed my life so much that it's such a joy to share it. It's opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. That's been my experience in those years. And Unity is a positive, practical approach to Christianity, and it's based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. It started only as a prayer ministry in the 1800s to support all different religions. And we really also touch the different masters of all and notice the commonality in that. So we really respect all the universal truths in all different religions. You can go and see more about us at unitychq.org. You know, Chautauqua is chq.org. Come on in.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. You found us.
Yes, me too.
Yes, good. And you can find about us, you can find about Unity worldwide in Kansas City at unity.org, and of course ChautauquaCHQ.org. So we're a combination, our website is a combination of those two sites. And we've got a few things going on. You're here, so you know about this, a Sunday, but we have the meditation, as I said, a daily word meditation every morning in here from 8 to 8:30, Monday through Friday. And then we have a very special lecture series that is on Wednesday night. Now, the Turner Center, where that is kind of an interesting place to find. So if you haven't been around here a lot, you will have to take the north bus, where it drops off at the Turner's Community Center is also an athletic center. But we have a classroom in there, and at 6:30 on Wednesday night, Reverend Beth is going to be presenting Prosperity Boost for us. And so I want to say just a little about Beth, because she's a dear friend besides, so it's really easy to introduce her. I've known her now 19 years, I calculated. We are in a minister support group in Florida. And Beth just retired from 20 years in Melbourne, at Unity of Melbourne, but she has a much bigger role in well, I don't know if it's bigger, but on top of, I don't know how she did this in church ministry. She is the regional rep for the whole Southeast, all the churches in Unity. So she will go to a church and do board training. She will work with the church on everything they need, conflict, if there's a conflict that needs to be resolved. She will find the people to help, or she will do it herself. And she continues even after retirement to do that. So I have pride on her shoulder at times when I began ministry and went, oh my gosh, what have I done? And when you hear her soft voice, this is because she's got such a warm heart. That's just an amazing, she is like a rock in the storm. And so I appreciate that. So Beth, do you want to say a few, by the way, she has a book out on Amazon. If you're what was that called?
You can get it, you can
download
the ebook for free.
For free. And it's 30 simple ways to change your life. So you can look at this, I'm gonna have it up here, you can look at this after the service and record that. And Beth, do you want to say anything about, or when you come up, you can say a little about what you're gonna do Wednesday night too. Okay, so we are going to sing Beth into sharing with us today. So would you stand and...
Okay, so I will sing the chorus first, and then you'll know what it sounds like, and then you can join in me, and I'll just do the verses in between. So, look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. We're gonna pick it up. Look for the good in everything. Look for
Yeah, I have a soft voice, and it's one of those things I'm working on. So I've done some journaling. I understand that when I was a child, I was always told that children are to be seen and not heard. And so I think probably it's time for me to let that go, but, you know, I still have some of that. There's a lady named Mildred, and every community, and every church, and every village has someone like Mildred. Somebody that is really a busybody and sticks their nose into everybody's business and, you know, is quick to point out how they do all the things they do wrong. And people didn't like it, but they were afraid to say anything because they thought if they said something, you know, that she would pick on them some more. And so they had a newcomer to town. His name was George, and he parked his truck in front of a bar one afternoon while he went off and did some errands. And pretty soon there was this rumor, and Mildred was telling people, well, you know, if his car was parked in front of that bar, that's where he was. He was drinking in the bar all afternoon. She told that to George. He was a man of very few words, and he stared at her a moment and walked away. He didn't deny it. He didn't explain. He didn't defend. But later that evening, he quietly parked his truck in front of her house and left it there all night. You gotta love George. You know, the wonderful thing that Unity teaches us is that it doesn't matter what we've done, where we've been, how broken we've been, the mistakes we've made. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter what our life circumstances are in this moment. We have the power to change our lives. You and I have the power to make new choices. What I really love is I love the fact that the spiritual truths that Unity teaches and other New Thought religions are that they've been teaching them for decades. They've become such a part of our life. Now, Unity was founded by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and they drew their inspiration from around the world, from a lot of religions. They were very thoughtful people, contemplative doers. And when I was younger and I first found Unity, I wanted there to be a Unity church on every street corner. I thought, this is so great. Why can't there be a Unity every place I live? But the truth is that Unity is now being taught on every corner. You can't turn on the television and not hear Unity. If any of you have heard Joel Osteen, he's giving a Unity message with an altar call. It did not surprise me to learn that he had lunch once a week with the Unity Ministry in Houston. And if you like Abraham from Esther Hicks, their teaching sounds just like Unity. Wayne Dyer, Jack Canfield, Neil Donald Walsh, Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, Joe Dispenza. They're all taking Unity principles and talking about them in a new way. And that's great. And I know that if Fillmore was still alive, he would be talking about the principles in a new way. Science has begun to advocate what we've been teaching. We have taught that prayer heals. And we have a prayer ministry. And you can call for prayer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's been going on for over 125 years. And I know that on the back of this daily word, it's called Silent Unity. I'm sure I'm sure the telephone number is in here. We can get you the telephone number. I used to know it by heart, but I let that slip. Studies at Harvard and Duke have shown that prayer heals. And quantum physics has proven that what an experimenter thinks or believes about an experiment at the quantum level affects the outcome of that experiment. That's what Unity has been teaching all along, that what we think and what we feel affects the outcome of the things in our lives. And what we come here for on Sundays for is to be reminded that affirmation, there's only one power and one presence. You will hear that in a lot of Unity churches, and in every one it might be worded just a little bit different. I learned it, there's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life and affairs, God the good, omnipotent. That's what the church that I spent the most time early before I became a ministry, and that's what they said. I got to Unity of Melbourne and they said it a little different. Everyone says it a little different, but the truth is that there's a power and a presence inside of you and inside of me that when we remember that, we can carry on. And I have learned that you may not remember what I say, but if I tell you a story, you might remember the story. And Janine may actually remember this story because I told it the first Christmas I was at Unity of Melbourne. It's a funny thing. I was looking for a story and that one came up and I thought, I bet Janine might remember this one. It's a story about Arthur Gordon, and he was, I'm not even sure if he's still on this plane anymore, because that story's 20 years old. He was very depressed, and he went to his family doctor and told him about his depression. Arthur Gordon wrote for Norman Vincent Peale's little booklet. Yeah. And so he was quite known. And so when he wrote about his depression and what his doctor said, you know, people kind of paid attention. He went to his doctor and he told his doctor that he couldn't overcome this deep depression. And the doctor said, well, tell me a time when you were happy. And Arthur Gordon thought back and he said, you know, when I was a child, we would go to the beach and I loved being on the beach. And I loved the sand. I loved the way I would build something and then the water would come up and clean that sand off. So the doctor sat back and thought, and he took out his prescription pad and he wrote 4 prescriptions and gave them to him. And Arthur looked at him and he said, you gotta be kidding me. And the doctor said, no, I'm not kidding. And you won't think I am when you get my bill. But he told Arthur Gordon to go to the beach, and 4 times a day he was to create a space. In other words, no TV, no cell phone. I don't even think who knows if they even had cell phones when this was written. But no books, no journaling, just create an open space. And to listen, to just listen. And he told him then, you know, if something comes up, you can, on a blank sheet of paper, you can write that down. He said, go out on that beach and everything that comes up to you while you're out there that you're unhappy about, write in the sand and stay there until the water washes it away. And then reach back and think of all of the good things, all of the things in your life. And then as you listen, if you get any promptings inside, do whatever it is that He tells you, that the God within says for you to do. And I thought about that, and at the time when I told it, because I live in Melbourne and the beach is pretty close, and you know, there's some benefit to that about being able to write something or somebody, write their name in the sand. Mildred, that church gossip, and wash away and letting it go, just letting that things go. It's a choice that you and I get to make. Before I went to ministerial school, I lived in Raleigh, and I taught a class called 4T, and it's a prosperity class. And I had a friend who was new to the church. She became my friend. She took the 4T class, and she was really unhappy. She was so unhappy because she was a neurosurgeon, and she was very skilled at going in and repairing places, blood vessels and things where there had been a stroke, and she had done her residency and all of that, and here she was in Raleigh. She'd gotten a job in Raleigh, and she hated it. She hated Raleigh. She hated her job. She didn't have enough people to support her practice. You know what? She wasn't getting enough patients coming in, and she was miserable. And she stumbled on the Unity Church, and I don't remember exactly how she stumbled there because she had not originally been in Unity. But she took this 4T class, and as she took it, she started paying attention to what the class was teaching. The class was teaching us to look for the good. Look for the good in everything. Look for the good in everyone. To pay attention, to realize that where you focus your attention grows. What you put your attention on is what creates your life. What you speak, what you think, what you feel creates your life. And so she said, I'm going to try it. So she started loving her patients. Didn't matter if she didn't have enough patients. She loved the ones she had, and she listened to them, and she asked questions, and she was patient, and she purposely surrounded them with love. And you know what happened? They went out and they told their friends, and pretty soon she had a full schedule of patients. It went on that one of the last time I saw her, she had decided that she still did not like North Carolina. Now, I don't know why someone doesn't like North Carolina, but she didn't. But in her hometown in New England, she found a job, and she was offered a job there, and she put her practice up for sale, and it sold immediately. And she said, you know, none of this would have happened if I hadn't taken 4T, if I hadn't changed what I was doing, changed how I was thinking. And so that's a great spiritual truth that you and we're here on this beautiful grounds this week. If you're, or maybe you're just visiting today, but what a place to make new choices. What a place to decide that my life is good. It's a choice that you and I get to take, that whatever we have in our life, it's enough. We may not be perfectly 100% happy about how something is, but if we can just recognize that what we have and what's going on in our life is just perfect, and if we can love that, we will have a change. And Jesus taught us that. It was taught in several different ways in the Bible. You remember the story about the loaves and the fishes. You know, the disciples said, send those people home, they're hungry. And Jesus said, we can't send them home hungry, it's late. But we have to feed them. And they said, we can't do that, we don't have any food. And a small boy walked up with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. I can never remember if it's 2 loaves and 5 fishes, but it's 5 loaves and 2 fish. And he gave them to Jesus, and Jesus blessed them. And he took them and he broke them apart. He began with what he had. He loved what he had. And I believe that the reason that the multitude was fed is because that before they could run out from that, other people took out what they had brought and brought it to share. So start with what you've got. Be thankful for it and see it multiply in your life. One of the other stories where Jesus teaches this is the parable of the talents. Do y'all remember that? Where he gave 3 servants talents and gave one 10, one 5, and one he gave 1. And the servant who had 10 really put that money to work, and the one that got 5 really put it to work. The one that only had 1 got scared and he buried it. And so when the master came back, he called his servants and they brought their money, and for the 2 that had brought back more than he had left with them, he said, you are blessed and you'll be given more. And the one that just brought that 1 talent back, he said, you didn't take care of it. You didn't love it, you didn't take care of it, you didn't multiply with it. And he took that talent from him. Those who had, it kind of brings up that those who have more, and those who have not have less. You know, it's a mindset that what we focus on, what we have, and what we love is what grows. It's a mathematical principle that if you spend 98% of your time loving your life, you're going to have a life you love. But if you spend 98% of your time hating your life, hating your partner, hating what's going on, hating the world, hating our government, it's going to make it worse. I'm of the personal opinion that all of us have to learn to work together. And we can't learn to work together to have something new and better in our world if we don't start loving each other across the aisle, across the divide. It's a deliberate choice that you and I get to make. And so this week, what I'd like for you to do is to think about what you're saying, what you're thinking about, what you're feeling. And any time that you're feeling yucky, anytime that you're thinking those bad thoughts, you know, those angry thoughts, those monkey mind thoughts, if you're saying them or thinking them, stop and think, I don't want to do this. This isn't what I want in my life. I have a choice. I can change my life. I loved what Barbara said up there at the very beginning, changing minds, touching hearts, transforming lives. If we want to do that, we can. That's what Unity does for us. That's why I love Unity. That's why I'm glad that you're here this week. And I hope that maybe you'll come on Wednesday, because I'm going to talk about some very specific practices that you can adopt to make your life better. And I say prosperity boost because when Barbara asked me for what my title was going to be, I said, oh, make it prosperity boost. But I will. Everything we talk about will be a way to boost abundance in your life. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like for us to anchor this thought in our minds by doing a little meditation.
I apologize, but if I don't do this, you won't be happy. So again, you can join me on the chorus. As I wake in the morning, I count my blessings now. I say thank you, dear one. This love, it shows me how. As I open my eyes to the day, I am so gifted in so many ways. So grateful just to be this miracle of life. It sets me free. Praise your fire. I am blessed, I am grateful, and I live in abundance. I am blessed, I am grateful, and I live in abundance. I am blessed, I am grateful, and I live in abundance. I am blessed, I am grateful, and I live in abundance.
And so I would invite you to take a deep breath and close your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so. And I invite you to move your attention from your head to your heart. I am grateful. I am so blessed. I live in abundance. Those are the words that take us into meditation. So we go into meditation and we think those words, we say those words to ourselves. If we have anything that comes up that is different, from I am blessed, and I am grateful, and my life is abundant. If there's anything that comes up, just look at it and let it go. And return your thought to, I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Hold that thought. Hold that thought in meditation. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. My life is full of abundance. on the screen of your mind, I invite you to see a mirror. And I'd like for you to look into that mirror with your eyes open. This is on the screen of your mind. See yourself looking into your own eyes, saying, I am blessed. I am grateful. My life is abundant. I am loved. I love you. I accept you. I accept me just as I am. Everything is absolutely perfect, just the way it is. I am blessed. See yourself saying that to yourself and feel the feelings that come up. I have the choice to tell myself I love you. I have the choice to tell myself that I accept you. See your face, see your eyes. Notice how you feel as you say those things to yourself. Are you smiling? Are tears coming to your face? Just sit in the silence for the moment, thinking, I am blessed. I am grateful. My life is full of abundance. What a gift we have that we can come into the silence at any time. That we can look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I love you. I accept you. I am blessed. I am grateful. My life is so abundant. A choice and a blessing that we can always do that. And we give thanks. We give thanks for the truth that those thoughts that we choose to tell ourselves, those thoughts that we choose to think, create our life. And we have the power to choose. So I say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.